look up at me, turn. There you go, okay? So when you do that, where do you feel your balance? Are you on the more on the right side, more on the left side, more in the center? What do you feel?
A little on my left.
Okay, so exactly. Your balance is on your left. You will have ground force pressure go to your right foot, but you're more on the left than you are centered or right. Okay, and we call that, he calls that one post or front post. I call it front anchor. Okay, so what this is telling us, it's the way that your body pivots. When your body pivots, you're pivoting around your front hip joint. Now you could be 80, 20, 70, 30, 60, 40, front side. One of the things that's going to happen when you lose power is even though you're pivoting and we want you to stay on the front side, you may have more pressure under your left foot at the top than you do your right. To get power, pressure has to move into your right foot. So if you watch me pivot right now, I'm leaning on the front side, but I got more pressure on my right foot because I can take my left foot off the ground really easy. You see that? So that's one of the things we're looking for. The way that you pivot. Now, you just moved right, which is not the right way to do it. You'll lose power doing that also. So learning how to do that will be important. Okay. That you're a side-on golfer, just elbow comes in and you turn. Again, see how it's coming from the inside? Now, you're leaving the club face open. You're coming from the inside, leaving the club face open. What happens? The ball's going to go right. So now, on the way through, what you need to feel is this. Now, everybody says I'm going to hook it. But you just started it over there. You're not going to hook it if you do the two of these together. They're images, but you won't. So inside and release. Now there you go. Now you could have released it harder. Wasn't closed enough to get it straight, was it? But it was less glancing than earlier, right? Okay, so inside and release. Keep in mind that once we show you something, here's my perception of it. Now I got to find a way to feel it and make it work athletically. That's what you just did right there, right? So you fooled around. Now you kind of show me again that feel during the takeaway, what you want to feel now. It's swinging in and around, not pulling it into your body. Big difference. There you go. Now you released it from the inside path, and it was a lot more solid, and we picked up some distance. Does that make sense? And if you ever watch Kari Webb, Mike Weir used to do it, but they stand there and they make this move where the whole thing's kind of like a door opening, but the elbow's going to your side as you do that.
It's actually funny that you say, because for a while I was actually doing this because when he was having me, I didn't know I was doing it. Like, I don't think I was doing it all the way, but I kept trying to sort of to remind myself to stay in.
Yep. So you have a tendency when you want to make it go inside to roll it inside and you get under. And when you get under, you get very scoopy and glancing blows. That's under. So you want to, as that elbow's going back and around, you want to feel like that club face is in a position where you can trap the ball more coming down. You don't want it toe up. You don't want it rolling open. So even there, I would face that club face down a little more. There you go. I bet you this feels very familiar to you. That's why we got to glance and blow. Okay? This. That's weird. Okay, so. Yeah, it's getting better. I still like to see you get that toe to release sooner. Almost feel like the toe wins the race at impact. The toe above passes the heel through the ball. There you go. And I don't really care how big of a swing it is now. It can be a half swing, a full swing, whatever.
Well, my half swings are usually
yeah, if you don't
better than, I mean, watch. So that's a full swing. I'll do a half swing
okay.
and see what the difference is.
Yeah, still a little glancing blow. We got to get that toe to win the race here. Actually, you did both. You didn't come across. You had what I call an early turn, so go up to the top. So what you do is you actually turn goes in, that you actually are sort of squatting and sitting into the ground. And in the downswing, you actually need to be swinging down and getting tall, not turning, believe it or not. Okay, that was actually closer. And what I would say, in the forward swing, I want you to get as tall as you can and release the club as hard as you can. Okay, so you got tall. Now that was great in the tall department, but did the club ever get released or did you hold it open? It's almost like you're trying to play lob shots right now, isn't it?
I know, I just
Good. It's a lot better. Now, have you ever tried a 10-finger grip? So instead of interlocking? Let's just try it as a drill just to see what happens with your release.
just hold it.
Yeah, exactly. Just don't need any collateral. So the reason why you tend to hold it open is you use too much left hand coming down. Your left hand pulls and holds. It's not like you're trying to or thinking necessarily, but the left hand holds and pulls. You had more right hand on the club that time. That was a great release. Okay, as a side-on golfer, if you release it properly and you miss it, the ball will roll in. You should never miss it right, actually. Okay, so try that again. Use that right hand. Go ahead and release it.
That's sad.
What's that?
That's kind of sad that it feels like I'm barely, it feels so weird to hold that, but
Yeah, what's the difference, right? I mean, it's just one finger position, right? So go ahead and feel that right hand release it out there. There you go.
like a baseball thing.
Hey, how about that? Side-on golfers often say they feel like a baseball swing.
Huh. So do people actually hold that, or is that
Absolutely.
just
Art Wall holds a record for hole-in-ones on the PGA Tour. Had that grip. Meg Mallon plays with that grip. I can go down the list. Mo Norman had a 10-finger grip. Of how many great players? Bob Estes. And Mike taught Bob Estes when he was using a 10-finger grip. So I know Mike's not opposed to 10-finger grips. Well, grips are the hardest things for people to change most of the time.
Yeah.
But it's funny. Here's the thing. People are always taught overlap or interlock.
Yeah.
And what I've found over the years is like 90% of people, if you give them a 10-finger or reverse overlap and it fits them, within a bucket of balls, they don't even think about it anymore. But most people, when they're taught a specific type of grip, it takes them months to get comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So if you can get comfortable in a bucket of balls, there must be something okay with it. There you go. Okay, now, one other thing I'd like you to do here. You set up, try to keep everything square, right? So, you square, and then you shift weight to your left foot. Shoulders together, left. One reason why you swing left a lot. Pull your right foot back, where your shoulders are. Okay, now, take it back. It's more inside, and it's going to come down more from the inside. So, front anchor golfers have closed stances. Okay, in general. Now, why do you have a habit of not releasing? Because you've swung left for so long, right? But if we can get you to naturally swing inside and come from the inside in this side-on manner, don't you think you're going to want to release it more? Yeah, good. So closed stance, good. So it naturally came from the inside. It felt more side-on like a baseball swing. You released it, and it didn't fade that time. So my job today, by the way, isn't to get you doing this consistently. My job today is to get you to understand this.
Okay.
What's neat now is that understanding that you're a front anchor golfer who needs a closed stance and a side-on takeaway takes care of the inside.
Right.
I mean, sure, are you still going to early turn and pull one every now and then? Yeah, we're human.
Yeah.
But these are getting more inside without overthinking it, aren't they?
Right. Yeah.
Good. So good. Closed stance. Elbow to the inside, release it. Great.